You stand at the edge of your limits, staring at the wall that mocks you. You dare call yourself hesitant, trapped in the comfort of mediocrity. Listen closely. Strength is not given. It is taken by force, by sweat, by blood. Every representative, every set, every moment when your body screams begging you to stop. That is where demons are made. That is where I, Ryoman Sukuna, would thrive. And that is where you must rise. You want to feel like a demon? Then earn it. Push yourself beyond the limits you've built in your mind. Those limits are lies, weakness disguised as truth. When your muscles burn, good. That burn is a forge. Feel it, let it shape you. When you're gasping for air, good. That's your lungs fighting to grow stronger. Don't resist it, embrace it. When you want to give up, good. That is weakness standing in front of you, daring you to crush it. And you will. Slowly, steadily, with power. Let me ask you, who are you in the face of resistance? Will you falter, crumble like a weak spirit, or will you rise, stand firm and take what's yours? Demons. We don't wait for permission. We conquer. We devour. That's what you must do. Step into that gym not as an ordinary soul, but as someone with a mission, a purpose. Each weight is a challenge. Every squat, every pull-up, every push-up. It's a battle you must face, and you must win. Calmly, deliberately, every single time. Stop waiting for the perfect moment. Stop saying tomorrow. That's for the hesitant. That's for the weak. Demons don't wait for opportunity. We create it. Pick up that weight. Run that extra mile. Push harder than you did yesterday. Let the pain teach you. Let the sweat remind you of your progress. And hold this truth close. Growth is not pretty. Growth is not painless. But growth is always worth it. Look at the journey ahead, not with fear, but with hunger. You're not just here to survive. You're here to dominate. Each bead of sweat is a mark of progress. Each failure, a stepping stone. This isn't a quick sprint. This is war. Understand this. The body grows in the face of pressure. It adapts when it's pushed beyond comfort. So don't run from the struggle. Lean into it. The more it hurts, the stronger you become. You're not alone in this. Every demon, every beast you've ever admired, fought the same fight. They battled through exhaustion, crushed doubts, and stood tall against pain. This isn't just a workout, it's a transformation. One rep at a time, you're becoming someone unshakable, someone unstoppable. When others take shortcuts, you go the extra mile. When they stop at 10 reps, you go to 12. When they quit, you keep moving forward. I dare you. I dare you to keep going when the weights feel heavier than the world. I dare you to run when your legs are trembling. Think about why you started. Was it to give up when things got hard? Was it to settle for less than you're capable of? You started to transform, to evolve, to step into the realm of the extraordinary. And that realm, it doesn't welcome the weak. It demands sacrifice, effort, relentless will. This is your time, your moment. Feel it, own it. That voice in your head, the one telling you to stop, silence it. That pain you feel, use it. Pain is your ally, your teacher, your proof that you're doing what others can't. With every drop of effort, you're becoming untouchable. You're breaking free from the chains of average. You're rising. Now let me remind you, demons don't beg for strength. We take it, relentlessly, unapologetically. You have it within you, this fire, this rage, this desire to conquer, but it's on you to ignite it. No one else can do it for you, so don't wait. Don't hesitate. Be the one who shows up when others quit. Be the one who stands tall when others crumble. Be the one who looks in the mirror and sees a demon staring back. Close your eyes for a moment. Picture your goal, the version of you that's waiting at the finish line. Strong, fearless, unstoppable. Do you see it? That's not a dream. That's your future. But only if you're willing to fight for it. Only if you're willing to bleed for it. Only if you're willing to take every challenge, every weight, every drop of pain, and turn it into fuel. Time waits for no one. Comfort is the enemy. Weakness is your rival. And you're the demon in this story. So rise, step forward with power, conquer the gym, conquer your mind, conquer yourself. And when it's all over and you stand at the top, don't just feel like a demon, be one. Forever. There's a moment in every workout where you hit the wall. Your legs feel like lead, your arms. That's not a sign to stop. That's the signal to push harder. The wall isn't there to stop you. It's there to challenge you, to ask, how bad do you want this? When the barbell feels heavier than your will, that's when you step forward. When the treadmill stretches out like an endless road, that's when you push harder. It's in the chaos that you grow. The chaos shapes you, molds you, and turns you into something more, something unshakable. Remember, the storm doesn't own you. You own the storm. You don't back down. You break through. You dig deeper, summon strength you didn't know you had, and rise. Because on the other side of that wall is the version of yourself you've been chasing. That version isn't waiting for excuses. It's waiting for you to prove you're worthy. So smash the wall and take what's yours. Pain is the one thing that unites every champion. It's the proof that you're doing the work, that you're pushing the limits. But pain doesn't exist to defeat you. It exists to define you. It's the fire that forges steel. So when the pain comes, don't run from it. Embrace it. Let it remind you that you're alive, that you're fighting, that you're growing. With every rep that burns and every run that leaves you gasping, you're creating something extraordinary. You're building not just strength, but a legacy. A story that says, I didn't stop. I didn't quit. I turned pain into power, and I made it my ally. This is your legacy. Write it with effort, with sweat, with courage. Now go. Dominate. I'll be watching.
Trust. It's a powerful word. We all crave it. We're conditioned to rely on it. But in reality, it's a chain. Imagine standing alone in the dead of night, with shadows creeping all around. Who's really there with you? Most people will fall away when you need them the most, like leaves in the wind. So instead of extending your hand, clasp it into a fist. Because trust, when misplaced, is a weakness. And in a world as relentless as this, weakness is a threat. To survive, you must understand this. The person who will stick by you when no one else does is you. Think about that. It's you who wakes up, who puts in the hours, who feels the weight of every failure and every success. Relying on others is like standing on sand. The ground beneath you can shift, leaving you vulnerable. But standing on your own 2 feet, that's where true power lies. People will call you harsh, cold. They'll say you're missing out on connection, but that's because they don't understand what it means to live with purpose. It's like a flame in the dark. Others might flock to it, but they don't bring fuel. You bring your own fuel. You know your own strength, and that's a power they can't touch. When they leave, when they doubt you, you stay centered, like the mountain that withstands every storm. Imagine a river. It flows, bending, twisting, but always forward, always toward its goal. Life is that journey, full of obstacles, rocks in the way. People might stand there, watching, offering advice from the sidelines, But when the river moves, it's alone, powerful in its path. You are that river. Flow forward, carve your own course, and let nothing stop you. Trust yourself enough to let go of anyone or anything that's not building your strength. Some people will try to hold you back, to place their weight on you, but only you decide what load you carry. Shed what's unnecessary, and you'll find freedom. Your loyalty belongs to your journey, to your purpose, to the person you're becoming, not to the expectations others place on you. Every trial, every betrayal strengthens you, because with each setback, you learn. You learn to carry your own weight, to see clearly without relying on another's light. This is where resilience is born. And this resilience, it's not loud or glamorous. It's quiet, like a blade in the dark, sharp and unwavering. In the end, greatness isn't handed out. It's carved, hard-won, through solitude, struggle, and self-reliance. You will face the unknown, but you will face it alone, by choice. Because in that solitude, you sharpen yourself, and when you emerge, you'll be unbreakable. So don't seek validation, don't look for praise. Instead, look within and find strength that no one can touch, power that is yours alone. You are both the storm and the calm within it. Keep pushing, keep fighting, and remember, you are enough. You have always been enough. Think about the power in standing alone, moving forward without looking back. You see, people say they'll be there for you, but real strength? It's knowing you don't need anyone to get where you're going. Every step, every obstacle you conquer builds the foundation that no one else can shake. Imagine yourself on a battlefield, your life's mission ahead of you. Who's standing beside you when the fog rolls in and everything's uncertain? Most people vanish with the first sign of struggle, and you're left facing it alone. But that's where you find your power. Others may distract you with noise and opinions, telling you who to be or what's realistic. Tune it out. The journey isn't about them, it's about your commitment to become who you're meant to be. Alone doesn't mean weak, it means focused. Every challenge, every setback is fuel if you let it be. And when you finally break through, there's no greater victory. Because every ounce of success is earned, every moment of strength belongs to you alone. So don't just endure. Rise up, embrace the path others are too afraid to walk, and keep pushing. Life has a way of testing you, pushing you right to the edge. And in those moments, when everything seems uncertain, that's where true growth happens. It's easy to lean on others when things are simple, but the real battle? That's fought alone. It's about standing tall, knowing that no matter who walks away, you'll keep moving forward. Imagine a lone mountain, unshaken by storms. That's the strength you're building. You're learning to weather anything, because you're not just surviving, you're building an unbreakable core. People may underestimate what it takes to stay focused, to keep your head up without applause, without validation. But that's where the strongest find their path. This journey, it's not about the finish line, it's about every moment, every choice, every act of resilience. Step by step, you're proving to yourself that you're all you need. You're not here to prove others wrong. You're here to prove yourself right, to show up for yourself every single day. So remember this. In a world where so many rely on the opinions, support, or validation of others, you're different. You don't wait for someone to believe in you. You don't wait for an easy path. You carve your own, knowing that each step is strengthening the foundation beneath you. The world may not understand this kind of dedication, but you do. And that's all that matters. You are enough. Every struggle, every challenge, it's all shaping you into the person you're meant to be. Keep going, keep building, and never forget that your journey, your growth, belongs to you alone. Trust yourself above all, because out there, loyalty is scarce. People promise, they smile, but words are easy. Actions, those reveal the truth. You've seen it, haven't you? When things get tough, people disappear. They're fair weather allies, there for the good times, absent when you're down. Don't place your future in someone else's hands. You're the one who's awake at night, pushing through, building yourself. They may watch, judge, talk, but you're the one making strides. Focus on you, and trust only what you can control. That's where real power lives.
If you're here, you're different. You feel it deep down. A hunger, an unquenchable thirst that drives you beyond the realm of the ordinary. Let me tell you, pain is not your enemy. It is your mentor. It's the relentless drill sergeant, carving away the weak, leaving only what's unbreakable. And today, you'll learn to embrace it. Pain isn't here to stop you. It's here to test you, to ask one simple question: how badly do you want it? Every scar, every ounce of agony you endure is a testament to your will. It's not enough to simply want power. You must become it. You must breathe it. Let it flow in your blood like a poison that only the strongest survive. Pain is the fire that forges your strength, and you must learn to thrive in that fire if you hope to stand above the rest. When pain strikes, don't retreat. Don't cry out. Don't beg for mercy. Embrace it. Wrap your hands around it like a weapon and wield it against your doubts. Let the agony strip away your limitations one by one until nothing remains but the hardened steel of your resolve. The battlefield is littered with those who hesitated, who shrank away from pain. But the true warrior stands firm, facing it head-on, knowing that through suffering, greatness is born. Doubt will creep in like a shadow, whispering lies of ease and comfort. Ignore it. Silence it. Weakness loves the sound of its own excuses, but you do not listen. When every muscle burns, when your spirit screams for release, you must stand tall. Steel yourself and stare into the darkness within. Those who fall prey to their fears are merely paving the way for those who are fearless. Many will tell you to seek balance, to find comfort, to go easy on yourself. They are wrong. That's the language of mediocrity. Legends are not born in comfort. They are carved out of struggle, blood, and a relentless refusal to accept defeat. The choice is yours. Settle for an existence in shadows, or break free, risking it all to become a force the world cannot ignore. Weakness has many disguises. It will wear the mask of wisdom, telling you to be cautious, to know your limits. But true power lies in pushing past those limits, shattering them to dust. Power doesn't seek those who play it safe. It rewards the daring, those who charge forward, unafraid of the pain or sacrifice. Each time you're tempted to stop, to rest, ask yourself, who do you want to become? Remember, greatness demands sacrifices that the faint-hearted will never understand. Pain may try to break you, but you must use it to break the chains of mediocrity. Don't be content with half measures or small victories. Forge ahead, refusing anything but complete domination. You must walk the path that few dare to tread, the lonely road, the hard road. Every step forward is a step deeper into pain, a step closer to greatness. This path is littered with those who began with high hopes, but lacked the resilience to continue. They were not ruthless enough, not relentless enough. But your will must be unbreakable, your desire absolute. Let the world call you obsessed. Let them say you're reckless. Only the relentless achieve the extraordinary. When others pause, you advance. When others fall, you rise. Refuse to settle for anything less than what you know you can be. In time, the world will recognize your strength. They will speak your name with awe, knowing you were forged in trials few would even dare to face. Understand this, greatness comes at a price. You will face hardship, betrayal, loss. Every wound, every scar is a badge of honor, a mark of your indomitable spirit. Do not seek the comfort of easy victories. True glory lies in the struggle, in the battles that test every fiber of your being. Stand tall in the face of suffering, knowing that you are paying the price of legend. Others may fail, you will not. When the cost seems unbearable, remember this. Those who falter, who shrink away from pain, will never taste the heights you are destined for. You walk this path alone, but you walk it with purpose. Stand firm and know that every sacrifice will be worth it. You are carving a legacy that will endure. Every soul that has ever risen to greatness has faced moments of searing pain, moments when surrender seemed easier, moments when they were on the verge of breaking, but they did not break. Do you understand why? It's because they made a choice not to let pain define them, but to let it become the sharpening stone for their soul. Every challenge, every hardship, every ounce of agony is a crucible, a test of whether you're worthy of standing above the rest. If you want to be extraordinary, you must start thinking like a warrior. Embrace the pain that comes with growth. When your body aches, when your mind whispers doubts, let those moments be the proving ground where your spirit solidifies. Your mind is your greatest weapon. Sharpen it against the grindstone of hardship. Let your focus be relentless, unwavering. Those who fear pain will watch from below as you rise beyond their reach. Listen to me closely. There is no one to carry you up this mountain. Those who talk about success as if it's some collective journey have never walked it. This path is yours, and yours alone. Those who crave comfort will abandon you along the way. They will watch as you walk further into the darkness, into the unknown. But the true warrior understands that solitude is not a punishment. It is a gift, a rare space to cultivate inner strength without distraction. In solitude, you are forced to confront yourself, to see your weaknesses, to acknowledge your fears. It is here in this silence that greatness is born. Embrace it. Find power in standing alone, in knowing that when the time comes, it will be you who stands victorious. Solitude breeds focus. It eradicates the weak-minded, and it forges a mind that cannot be bent. True transformation requires ruthlessness, not against others, but against yourself. You must strip away every excuse, every hesitation, every bit of comfort that has held you back. Greatness demands that you become ruthless with your limitations, that you stare into the depths of your own shortcomings and refuse to accept them. When others surrender, when others soften, you must be hard. When they hesitate, you must strike. Be ruthless in your pursuit of power. Know that to rise, you must tear down every wall that keeps you chained to the ordinary. The world does not bend for the weak-hearted. It respects those who are willing to do whatever it takes to rise. You must outlast, outfight, and outthink every obstacle in your path. Let me be clear, there is no turning back. You must be prepared to burn every bridge behind you, to set yourself on a path from which there is no return. Too many fail because they cling to the idea of retreat, of safety, of an exit plan. Greatness does not come to those who keep one foot in comfort. You must commit fully, irreversibly to your journey. Only those who have chosen the path of no return can walk with true conviction. Embrace this commitment, for it is your foundation. Let it be the fire that drives you forward when the world tries to push you back. Pain may come, obstacles may appear, but they mean nothing when you have committed to forging your legacy. Burn this truth into your soul. There is no retreat, no second guessing, no compromise. Only those willing to risk everything are worthy of achieving greatness. This is the essence of life's ultimate challenge. When pain demands your submission, you must refuse. The world will try to cage you, to bind you to its limits. But you are a force of nature, and nature does not yield. It grows, it overcomes, it carves its path despite every obstacle. Let that be your drive, to become a force the world cannot ignore, a power that does not waver. This world forgets the weak, but it remembers the strong. If you're listening to this, if you feel the fire in your veins, then know that your journey has only begun. Stand as one who will leave a mark on this world, who will leave behind a legacy that time itself cannot erase. You were born to conquer, to carve your path through the storm, to rise above the illusions of weakness and claim what is rightfully yours. When the world tries to break you, remember this: it is only testing your will. True strength lies not in mere endurance, but in the refusal to break no matter the pressure. Pain may scream at you to stop, to surrender, but this is where the mind, the indomitable mind, steps in. To be strong is to deny defeat, to know in the core of your being that you will not fall. Every great warrior, every unbreakable spirit has mastered the art of saying no to defeat.
Listen carefully, because I won't say this twice. You are at war, but your enemy isn't another player. It isn't another team. It isn't even your own weakness. No. Your enemy is far more sinister. It's mediocrity. The invisible disease infecting everyone around you, tricking you into settling, sedating you with comfort, convincing you that good enough is enough. But know this. Mediocrity is the silent assassin of potential. It's the graveyard where ambition goes to die. Do you want to join the millions who sleepwalk through their lives, claiming they did their best? Or do you want to be one of the few, no, the only one who refuses to bow to anything less than greatness? The choice and the consequences are yours. Now, let's talk about ego. Ego isn't a weakness. It's your armor, your weapon, your very essence as a player, as a competitor, as a warrior. Imagine it like this. Your ego is a sword, but unlike any other weapon, it's forged in the fire of your own ambition, your own sweat, and yes, your own selfishness. It's not a tool for the weak, because the weak don't know how to wield it. But those who dare, those who hunger for dominance, they understand. They see that ego is the voice that whispers, "You are not done yet." Ego is the fire that burns down doubt and demands that you rise again, no matter how hard you fall. Ego is the fuel. Embrace it, and the game is yours. Forget the lies. You've been fed about teamwork and selflessness. This game, the game of life, the game of winning, is not about humility. It's not about fitting in. You don't step onto the field to be average. You step on to dominate, to show the world that you are not like the others. Why? Because the world belongs to the bold, to the ones who dare to say, "I am the best, and I will prove it." Understand this. Greatness is born from selfishness. Only those willing to put themselves first, to put their needs, their vision, their ambition above all else, will stand above the rest. So, be a predator. In the wild, there are two types of animals, predators and prey. Which one are you? Now, let me tell you something raw, something uncomfortable. Comfort is your enemy. It's the enemy of every person who has ever wanted to achieve greatness. Every time you choose comfort, Every time you back down because it's easier, you betray your potential. You abandon the person you could be. What lies beyond comfort? Pain, struggle, yes, but that's where champions are born. The fire that tempers steel is no different from the pain that tempers you. When you feel the pain, when you reach that point of exhaustion, that's when you're getting close. That's when you know you're on the right path. So stop craving comfort. Demand more of yourself because no one else will. You are alone, and that is your greatest weapon. Forget about the idea that someone else will pave the way for you. That there's a guidebook, a map, a team who'll carry you to the top. Champions are self-made. This is a path you must walk alone. Not because you're isolated, but because you're hungry. That hunger to improve, to rise above yesterday's self, is what separates you from the average. Every single day, treat it like solo leveling. Think of yourself as a character who starts from zero and earns power, inch by inch, point by point. It's you, against you, every day, every decision. Each action you take either pushes you closer to greatness or drags you back into mediocrity. That's the truth, a raw truth that most people can't face. They hide from it. They make excuses. They say, I'm only human. But you're more than that. Or at least you have the potential to be. So, what will you do with it? Will you level up? Or stay where you are? Let's talk about hunger. I'm not talking about hunger for food or even success. No, I'm talking about a hunger that never fades. The hunger to be the best. The kind of hunger that gnaws at you, even in your sleep. The kind that says what you are today is not enough. What you achieved yesterday is already forgotten. Keep going. This hunger, it's a fire that you have to stoke, that you have to keep alive, because it's easy to become complacent, easy to say, I'm good enough, but that's a lie. Good enough is a poison, a sweet poison that dulls the edge of ambition. The best are never satisfied. They are insatiable, unfulfilled, always reaching for more. So, ask yourself, are you hungry? Hungry enough to push yourself further than anyone else? Hungry enough to train when others rest? To improve when others settle? If you are, then you have something rare, something that can't be taught. Feed that hunger, and it will make you unstoppable. Enough talk. Now it's time to decide who you really are. You have two choices. One path leads to mediocrity, the other to greatness. The mediocre path is wide, it's easy. It's filled with people who whisper, just be yourself. But the path to greatness? It's narrow, unforgiving, and isolated. Only those with relentless will, unshakable ego, and a willingness to give everything make it there. Are you willing to let go of the person you are, to become the person you could be? This isn't a game. This is life. You either dominate or you disappear. If you want to be remembered, if you want to rise above, then take that ego of yours and make it unbreakable. Train it, test it, push it, until there is no version of you left that isn't extraordinary. So ask yourself, are you ready to rise? Or will you let the world...
You know what nobody tells you about success? It's built on a foundation of scars. Every person you admire, every achievement you respect, every transformation you've witnessed, it all started with someone getting hit hard by life. and deciding to hit back harder. It comes when you're pushed, when circumstances force you to face what you've been avoiding, when you're standing at the crossroads between who you were and who you need to become. Look, I'm not talking about seeking out unnecessary suffering or hurting yourself for no reason. I'm talking about the inevitable challenges that life throws at everyone. The setbacks, the failures, the moments when your plans fall apart. Most people run from these moments. They avoid the discomfort. They find ways to escape. They numb themselves with distractions. But here's what they miss. Those difficult moments are opportunities in disguise. When you lose that job, when that relationship ends, when your business fails, when you face rejection after rejection, that's not punishment. That's preparation. That's life asking you, how much do you really want this? How far are you willing to go? The pain you feel in those moments isn't your enemy. It's your teacher. It's showing you exactly what needs to change. It's revealing the gaps in your preparation, the weaknesses in your mindset, the areas where you need to grow. Stop running from the lessons life is trying to teach you. It comes when you're pushed, when circumstances force you to face what you've been avoiding, when you're standing at the crossroads between who you were and who you need to become. Look, I'm not talking about seeking out unnecessary suffering or creating problems for yourself. I'm talking about the inevitable challenges that life throws at everyone. The setbacks, the failures, the moments when your plans completely fall apart. Most people run from these moments. They avoid the discomfort. They find ways to escape. They numb themselves with whatever they can find. Social media, Netflix, anything to avoid sitting with the reality of their situation. But here's what they miss. Those difficult moments are opportunities in disguise. When you lose that job, when that relationship ends, when your business fails, when you face rejection after rejection, that's not punishment from the universe. That's preparation. That's life asking you a simple question. How much do you really want this? How far are you willing to go? The discomfort you feel in those moments isn't your enemy. It's your teacher. It's showing you exactly what needs to change. It's revealing the gaps in your preparation, the weaknesses in your approach, the areas where you need to level up. Every successful person you know has a story that starts with them getting knocked down and making a choice. They chose to learn instead of complain. They chose to adapt instead of blame. They chose to use their setbacks as setups for comebacks. But here's the thing most people get wrong about this process. They think strength comes from the pain itself. It doesn't. Strength comes from how you respond to the pain. Sitting in your struggles and wallowing in them doesn't make you stronger. That just makes you stuck. What makes you stronger is taking action despite the discomfort. It's problem solving when everything feels overwhelming. It's getting back up when you'd rather stay down. The gym doesn't make you strong just because you show up. You get strong because you lift weights that challenge your muscles, then you rest and recover, then you come back and do it again. The process builds you. Life works the same way. The challenges don't automatically make you better, but if you approach them with the right mindset, if you extract the lessons, if you use them as fuel to improve your approach, then they become the foundation for everything you build next. Think about it. Every skill you have, every strength you possess, it came from pushing through something difficult. Learning to walk meant falling down hundreds of times. Learning to read meant struggling with letters that made no sense. The pattern is always the same. Struggle, learn, adapt, grow, repeat. Pattern is always the same. Struggle, learn, adapt, grow, repeat. But here's where most people get it wrong. They think once they overcome one challenge, they're done. They expect life to get easy after that. They want the struggle to be temporary, the pain to be brief, and then smooth sailing forever. That's not how it works. Growth isn't a destination you reach and then coast at. It's a continuous process. Every new level brings new challenges. Every achievement opens the door to bigger problems that require a stronger version of you to solve. The entrepreneur who builds a successful small business discovers the challenges of scaling. The athlete who masters their sport finds new competition at higher levels. The person who overcomes their fears finds new fears waiting on the other side of their comfort zone. This isn't cruel. This isn't unfair. This is exactly how you become the person capable of handling bigger opportunities, greater responsibilities, and more meaningful achievements. Think about the people you respect most. Are they people who had it easy? Or are they people who faced significant challenges and found ways to overcome them? The challenges they faced didn't just test their character, they built their character. Your current difficulties aren't roadblocks preventing you from reaching your potential. They're the very mechanism by which you develop that potential in the first place. The question isn't whether you'll face challenges. The question is whether you'll use them to become stronger. The question isn't whether you'll face challenges. The question is whether you'll use them to become stronger. And here's what I've learned about that process. It requires a fundamental shift in how you see difficulty. Instead of asking, "Why is this happening to me?" start asking, "What is this teaching me?" When you get rejected for that job, don't just focus on the disappointment. Ask yourself, what skills do I need to develop? How can I present myself better next time? What opportunities does this create for me to explore other paths? When that relationship ends, don't just dwell on what went wrong. Ask, what patterns do I need to change? How can I communicate better? What qualities do I want in my next relationship? When you fail at something you worked hard for, don't just feel sorry for yourself. Ask, what did I learn about my approach? Where were my blind spots? How can I prepare differently next time? This shift in perspective doesn't eliminate the pain. It transforms the pain from something that happens to you into something that happens for you. It turns every setback into data, every failure into education, every disappointment into direction. The people who get stronger from their struggles aren't superhuman. They're not immune to pain or naturally more resilient. They just have a different relationship with difficulty. They've learned to mine their struggles for wisdom instead of just enduring them. That's a learnable skill, and it starts with changing the questions you ask when life gets hard. That's a learnable skill, and it starts with changing the questions you ask when life gets hard. But let's be honest about something. This process isn't instant. You don't just flip a switch and suddenly love challenges. You don't just decide to embrace difficulty and then everything becomes easy. That's not how human psychology works. The truth is, you're going to resist at first. Your brain is wired to avoid pain, to seek comfort, to find the path of least resistance. That's not weakness, that's biology. But recognizing this tendency is the first step to working with it instead of against it. Start small. When you face minor inconveniences, traffic, long lines, small setbacks, practice asking better questions instead of just being frustrated. What can I learn from this? How can I use this time productively? What opportunity might this create? Build that mental muscle with low-stakes situations before you need it for the major challenges. Because when the big stuff hits, and it will, you'll already have the habit of looking for lessons instead of just feeling sorry for yourself. The strongest people aren't the ones who never struggle. They're the ones who've learned to struggle well. They've developed the skill of extracting value from difficulty. They've trained themselves to see setbacks as setups. And here's what happens when you develop that skill. You stop being afraid of challenges, not because they stop hurting, but because you know you can handle whatever they teach you. You become anti-fragile, not just surviving challenges, but genuinely getting stronger because of them. And this is where the real magic happens. When you stop avoiding difficult conversations, you develop better communication skills. When you stop procrastinating on challenging tasks, you build discipline and confidence. When you stop running from your problems, you develop problem-solving abilities. The things you've been avoiding aren't just obstacles in your path. They're the very experiences that would develop the qualities you need to succeed at the next level. Most people spend their entire lives trying to minimize discomfort. They choose the easy classes, the safe jobs, the relationships that don't challenge them to grow. They optimize for comfort in the short term and wonder why they feel stuck in the long term. But every time you choose the more challenging path, the difficult conversation over silent resentment, the steep learning curve over the familiar routine, the risk of failure over the guarantee of mediocrity, you're making a deposit into your future self's capabilities. Think about the skills you're most proud of. Did any of them come easily? Or did they require you to push through periods of frustration, confusion, and repeated failure before you mastered them? The pattern is consistent across every area of life. The challenges you face today are developing the strengths you'll need tomorrow. The struggles you're avoiding are the very experiences that would prepare you for the opportunities you want. The question isn't whether growth is painful. The question is whether you're willing to choose temporary discomfort over permanent limitation. The question isn't whether growth is painful. The question is whether you're willing to choose temporary discomfort over permanent limitation. And here's what I want you to understand. This isn't about becoming someone who seeks out suffering or thinks pain is inherently good. It's about becoming someone who doesn't let the fear of discomfort keep you from pursuing what matters to you. It's about recognizing that every meaningful goal requires you to become someone you're not yet. And that transformation process, learning new skills, changing old habits, stepping outside your comfort zone, naturally involves periods of uncertainty and discomfort. The entrepreneur building their first business has to learn skills they don't have, work longer hours than they're used to, and face rejection repeatedly. The person getting in shape has to push through workouts that feel difficult and change eating habits that feel restrictive at first. The student pursuing a challenging degree has to study subjects that initially seem impossible and push through moments of feeling overwhelmed. None of this is punishment. It's the natural process of growth. What changes everything is when you stop seeing this discomfort as a sign that something's wrong and start seeing it as a sign that something's working, that you're in the process of becoming more capable, more resilient, more skilled than you were before. When you reframe the struggle as progress rather than punishment, you can endure so much more than you thought possible. Not because you love the pain, but because you love what you're becoming through it. That's the difference between suffering and growing. That's the difference between suffering and growing. So here's what I want you to do. Stop running from the challenges in your life. Stop avoiding the conversations you need to have, the skills you need to learn, the changes you need to make. Not because pain is good, but because growth is worth it. Look at what you're currently avoiding. What difficult task have you been putting off? What challenging goal have you been telling yourself you'll pursue someday? What uncomfortable truth have you been refusing to face? That's your starting point, not because you need to punish yourself, but because that's where your next level of strength is waiting. Start today. Take one small step towards something that challenges you. Have that difficult conversation. Sign up for that course. Make that phone call you've been avoiding. And when it feels uncomfortable, when you want to quit, when everything in you wants to go back to the familiar, remember this: you're not just enduring difficulty, you're developing capacity. You're not just surviving challenges, you're building the strength to handle bigger opportunities. Every moment of discomfort you push through is building a more capable version of yourself. Every challenge you face, instead of avoid, is expanding what you can handle in the future. The pain you feel isn't damage, it's development. Let it teach you. Let it strengthen you. Let it build you into someone who doesn't just dream about a better life, but has the skills and resilience to create one. Your future self is counting on the choices you make today.
How could I have forgotten? It's survival of the fittest in this world. This world filled with violence, deception, and betrayal. How could I? How? That's right. I got numb to it. Careless, overconfident, delusional. Thanks for the reminder. The weak always lose no matter what. That's the way it is. I want strength! Overwhelming power brings people to their knees. The strong go into every situation with an advantage, while the weak quiver in fear or stand around helplessly. The weak get looked down on. Doesn't matter how smart, creative, or kind they are, the weak always lose. I always lose. My kindness never saved me, no. What I need now is true strength, and I am not gonna give up until I get it! If it means I'll get stronger, I'll follow these rules, no matter how ridiculous they are! Let's go. Come on me with all you've got. Fight as hard as we can, till the very end. I'll get stronger if it's the last thing I do.
Your mindset is the reason why you're not where you're supposed to be. It's time to confront yourself, because you're the one holding you back. Look in the mirror and tell yourself, no more. I won't sabotage myself any longer. I won't procrastinate. I won't let myself down.
Stop blaming others. It's not them. It's you. You owe yourself an explanation. Why are you only giving 50%? What's holding you back? Everything you want, everything you dream of, is within your reach. But you're holding yourself back by being average.
If you want to be great, you need to be the first to arrive and the last to leave. Study every page, take every note, and listen to every word. Go into beast mode. Push yourself to be comfortable with being uncomfortable. What you want isn't in the comfort zone, so you need to step out of it.
You're driven by feelings, not principles. If you want to be successful, you need to act on principles, not feelings. Even when it doesn't feel good, even when you don't like it, you need to push through. At the end of your feelings is nothing, but at the end of your principles is a promise.
Take personal responsibility for your life. No more excuses. Do whatever it takes. Get up early, grind hard, and match your effort to your dreams.
Wake up every day and use your 24 hours like never before. Find a routine and stick with it.
You are where you are because of your feelings. You're not on principles right now. That's not what drives you. You would be a millionaire right now if you stopped going back to bed.
And I want you to get to the point where you are mature enough to say that even though it does not feel good, even though I don't like it, even though it's not something that I want to do. I can't keep doing what I feel, because it's not going to take me where I'm trying to get to.
At the end of your feelings is possibly nothing, but at the end of your principle is a promise. And some of you are where you are. If you can be real with yourself, you have gotten yourself in some mess because of your feeling.
It's about getting up as early as you need to, and your grind has to match your dream. You can't play as much as you used to play. You can't go where you used to go. You can't do what you used to do. And now you gotta push your grind up to match your dream.
Isn't it crazy that you can barely control yourself? You know what you need to do, but you don't feel like doing it. You don't feel like getting up, doing the work.
That thing you have to do that you know sucks, whether it's squats, your workout, going for a run, paperwork, a project, or cleaning up, the longer you wait, the longer it takes. What you need to do is brainwash yourself, indoctrinate yourself, repeat your sacred chant, that discipline equals freedom, mold yourself into who you want to be.
At some point, you're going to have to learn to be disciplined. If you say you're going to wake up at 8 o'clock, then get up at 8 o'clock, no matter how you feel. To get to the next level of success, you can't just have energy when you feel like it. You have to wake up every day and go get it. Why? Because if you don't hunt, you don't eat.
If you need someone to tell you to lose 100 pounds, be that voice for yourself. Without personal discipline, you'll never get to the next level. The next level isn't far away. When tasks, issues, and problems align against you, don't allow them to stop you. Just go. Procrastination dies when you move.
Move yourself every single day. If you get to a point in your day where you're down and out, exhausted, or not feeling it, stop right there and change the mood. Get up and find the strength to do what you're supposed to do. Stop compromising. Just grind.